Hey, how you guys doing? I'm back, Lex. So, Revenant Kraft Panther. As you guys can see, I actually got the tank. And I actually took the screenshot in the video we're getting ready to look at right now. So, first winning game. Now, if you guys don't know this, I never filmed it, but one of my favorite tanks in the game was actually the Panther and the Panther 2. And I really love the VK3002M. Which is kind of weird because this has the stock Panther turret, which is the, let's say it's the, well, I'll just tell you, I kind of wish that the E75, well, E75, the E100, all of the flat turrets were this turret. Seriously. And I don't mean like 100 millimeters. I mean like, I know that the Germans, did design the Tiger 2's turret to be flat to save resources, because the thing was never supposed to be up close, but this did get close, and you can see that the technology of having a rounded gun mandolet was there, and it's 100 millimeters, and you guys can see here that's the picture you guys see for the Revenant Kraft Panther. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my hood back on and go ahead and go to this. So it looks really amazing. I really like the way it looks. It's iconic, authentic looking, and I'm kind of getting a feel for it. So at first I'm just sitting here thinking this thing is absolutely a slug. I'm like, they nerfed it even worse, and I'm like, could they make it even worse with the turret? Now, if you guys don't know this, the Panther has a 21 millimeter turret flat by the gun, which you can pin with anything on PC. But there was a time when the Panther, well, as long as you were hull down, you were pretty safe. It'd be very hard to hit that little area, and the rest of it would just ricochet, but it was still prone to taking side shots. Now, this gun mandolet idea is exactly what we use in the United States, is having the gun mandolet. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I do believe that the Germans, if they had the, well, let's just say the E50, would definitely have had this similar turret. If you guys ever want to see something really cool, and that is, there's a Panther that has, I believe it has an 8.8 on it, but it has the same turret, and it also has the hatch and everything, but it has night vision on it. So it was made after the war, but it looks absolutely amazing. Now, I don't know which version it was, but this really reminds me of it. So here we are with probably the worst thing I could run into, and that's a Tiger. He hits me, and I'm gonna go ahead and do what I would do with the normal Panther, or let's just say any medium, and that's I'm gonna go ahead and you can see there that I actually did bounce. Oh, well, I think that actually both those rounds pinned me. Now, I take a look over here and I start going, I'm gonna retreat and get a better position, use my speed to get away from the guy, and trying to get a real good feeling for it. I'm like, look at how cool it looks, the mud. So the last thing I want to do is go head to head with a Tiger. Now, I'm getting Sixth Sense because I know something he don't know, and that is German tanks have absolute great gun depression if you're actually able to do the ammo rack. So what I mean is like, I'm actually showing my ammo rack, but because there's a hill here, this is probably the best position you could possibly be in it. Now, if you guys don't know it, it has 198 pin, which is actually the same as the 105 on the T29 and all those. So, yeah, as you can see, we got another customer. We're gonna go ahead and just pop him. Now, I have a really good crew in this. I took the Kraft Panther's crew out and I just put it in backlog because I don't need another crew right now. But I probably will buy back the Tiger 2 at some point. Although I don't like it, I never really did a full review on it, and I think that things have changed enough to where a lot of my earlier videos showed how much I love the German accuracy, but now that I know that the turrets are absolutely going to be nerfed, and we've already seen the beginning signs of it, you can see here that this heavy stands no chance. One, I can see him and he can't see me, and I have coated optics, which is another setup that I would recommend for you. Is basically I go ventilation, gun rammer, and coated optics. There's no reason to have an aimer. And you can go vertical stabilizer if you'd like to as well, but I'm going to say that you're going to need to be able to see. And so I've landed enough shots on him to where I think I can actually be aggressive and attack him now, so I can use my hit points, if that makes any sense to you guys. So the original turret that was on the Panther wasn't the problem, it's the thickness. And I did want to go ahead and mention that to you guys, that the thickness of this turret, if it was 150, would be absolutely crazy. And I do think that that's where they would have went if they had the resources. You could just take a look at the American tanks and you can kind of see that we went with those huge gun mantlets. You can see that the Tiger was the same way. The only one that they went with that same design was the Tiger 2, and that was because of resources. Now I can't prove that, but I'm going to go ahead and say that once people discovered that you could pin it there, I mean it's 185 millimeters thick, that was it for it. There was really nothing more. Now you can see I took another shot from the Tiger, but I have put every single shot that I can into it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a different tactic, and that is once I'm not detected, I'm just going to go ahead and basically pop shot him. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop up here, and I do have a better reload than him, just a little bit, which enabled me to get the kill. Now I have no health left. The rest of the team's been doing pretty good. Everybody kind of got, well, let's just say everybody got messed up. Every single shot that I've taken was on that Tiger, which does show that the Panther's speed and penetration, although is little, it is a superior tank compared to a Tiger. Now, if the Tiger had range on me and he had a better setup than what he was running, I think it would have been a different story. So I really love the way this looks. I do. I wish it actually had a better camouflage rating because of its, well, dark color, and also because of some other stuff. So as you can see, it's almost like jumping into a really familiar tank. And I'm closing the distance on this T-29 and trying to get some shots on him. And there we go. I get a shot. I actually believe that's the T. Is that the T-29 or the T-20? Oh, it's a T-29. Sorry about that. I'm looking at this when I record voiceover. It's a screen that's really high. So I'm going to go ahead and do a pop shot maneuver watch. So here we go. I come up the hill. I shoot. Nothing's there. He comes popping through. I fire and I go ahead and back up so he misses. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a pop shot again. So you're going to see here. And boom. So pop shot. Really good accuracy. You do have to have a good crew for that, I'm going to say, for what you've just seen. But amazing looking tank. I really like it. I wish that, like I said, I wish the E50 had a turret. And I would say that although it's not realistic, having that flat weak point on the front of every single one, because the Tiger 2 was made that way. Like I said, if they had the resources, I really don't think they would have went with something, you know, flat. You know, the Tiger was definitely like that, but you can go ahead and take a look at the mouse design, how they decided to go with a rounder one. I think they would have went with something like that and much thicker as needed. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, my first game in it, and I was able to take out 2 heavies. You know, not head to head or anything. I did lose almost all my health. But in a tier 7 lobby, this thing devastates. I will say that in higher tier lobbies, it's pretty good too because of its fire rate. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Comment, like, and subscribe. And have a good one. Later.